Hi guys, welcome back to 30 and Learning. So as I said last week, today I want to share my 4-week update of my latest carb cycle plan, and I also want to talk about some of the changes that I'm going to be making now. So first, let's talk about my 4-week progress with carb cycle. When I started out 4 weeks ago, my initial weight was about 54 kilos and my waist at its smallest part was about 27 inches. At the end of 4 weeks, when I weighed myself in, I came in at 50 kilos even, and my waist was down to 25 and a half inches. So let's break down the numbers. When I started my new carb cycle plan, just before that, I was eating a really carb heavy diet. I had mentioned that I hadn't been keeping well, I had cold and flu, and as is usual with feeling ill, you tend to crave comfort foods, which are mostly carbohydrates because carbs sort of make you feel good. So I was really eating a lot of carbs leading up to that week. So I tried to find an average, and I want to say I was eating about 250 grams of carbs on a daily basis. Once I started my new carb cycle plan, I took out the average, and that was about 175 grams of carbs. Now, that's still high for someone my size, but then I don't believe in making drastic changes or cuts. So if I was doing 250 before, 175 seemed like a reasonable cut to me. So going from 250 to 175 grams a day, I was cutting 75 grams of carbs from my diet on a daily basis. For the sake of ease, let's just spread this over a 10-day period. So if you look at the first 10 days of my carb cycle, I had reduced my carb consumption on an average by about 750 grams. In one of my earlier videos, I also mentioned that for each gram of carb that we consume, our body holds on to 4 grams of water. So for 750 grams of carb, my body was holding on additional 3,000 grams of water, which is 3 kilos. So what I lost in the initial days of my new carb cycle plan was really just all this extra water weight that my body was holding on to. And similarly, the first few centimeters from my waist was from all the bloating that I was finally getting rid of. So truly, if you look at it, of the 4 kilos that I lost, 3 kgs of it was water weight. So I have lost roughly about 1 kg of fat weight. Generally, as a rule of thumb, you should keep mixing up your workouts and your diet every 4 weeks, just because our bodies tend to adapt to whatever we're doing over that period of time. So now that it has been 4 weeks and I've made some progress, I want to cut down my carbs even further and make my carb cycling a little bit more aggressive so as to really target some of those fat reserves and see some change in my appearance. In these 4 weeks, my workouts were mostly a combination of HIIT style training and free weight training. In the next 4 weeks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely avoid using free weights and just train with my body weight. So for this video, I've also recorded one of my workouts from earlier today, and that is a circuit style lower body focus workout. So the workout that I want to share today is a circuit style workout for the lower body. There are 4 exercises with 40 minutes of active work and 20 seconds of recovery. I took a 1-minute rest between sets and I did 4 sets total. You can increase or decrease the active period and or the number of sets that you do based on your fitness level. So the first exercise is a combination of fast feet and front kicks. I don't have a name for the second one, but imagine a cross on the floor and jump so. Front left, front right, back left, back right, and then switch directions halfway. The third exercise is again a combination, and this time it's box jump coupled with a simple squat. And finally, there are plank jacks. The reason I like to mix up workouts, especially after 4 weeks, is to avoid plateauing. Earlier, I was doing free weights after my HIIT style cardio, but today I use my body weight instead of free weights, and here is my finisher. You can also find this posted on my Instagram at 30 and Learning. I hope you enjoyed all the information, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.